Podthings. I'm Adam Carroll.
And I can't believe what's going on right now. I was like jamming out, enjoying that. I know. And then all of a sudden I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It was so terrifying. We're in my basement again. Basement tapes,
yeah.
part 2.
And this is the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Unofficially.
Well,
if you couldn't tell by the opening.
It was a good opening. It was just, it took me by surprise. I
know.
Wasn't expecting that.
That's why I didn't tell you. It would be funny.
Oh, you're keeping secrets.
That worked exactly how I hoped it would, because at first you just looked confused like it was screwing up, which I did intentionally. It was like it was taken over by Halloween.
Yeah, I definitely thought there was something going on there. Ghost in the machine.
Yeah. I've
been having that problem lately, so perfect timing with that one. So, speaking of Halloween.
Yes. It's almost Halloween.
It is almost Halloween. You know what's the best part about Halloween?
What?
Mini chocolate bars.
Well, maybe.
Do you like the mini candies? You like the little packs of Skittles and...
No, see, I'd rather just have a regular pack.
Well, why? It's more fun to eat a bunch of little
No, you just have to do
ones.
more unwrapping. It's like, if I want to get the same amount of satisfaction as one full-size one, I got to unwrap like 4 of those things.
I see, you're being eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, note to self.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to the little ones. I'll take that over nothing.
Remember when you were a kid and you used to go trick-or-treating and like you'd fill up 2 pillowcases full?
Yeah.
Like you'd go and get one pillowcase and you'd like pull it to the brim and then you'd like have to run home and dump it out.
And then your pillowcase is all stretched out.
And then your parents are like...
Because you actually used a pillowcase?
Yeah, and then your parents are like, what are you doing? And you're like, gotta go! And you just like book it and go out and get more candy. That was the best.
I don't think that happens anymore.
I think kids are very sheltered nowadays, and they have those like...
Well, there's just too much, like the parents are too paranoid, and not entirely for no reason.
Well, and a lot of malls have started doing this thing where...
Yeah, I heard about
you
this.
trick or treat at different stores.
But how much are they really giving you?
Not much.
Exactly.
But what they're toting is it's very safety friendly. Right. It's very safe.
And you're inside.
So you don't have to worry about bundling your kid up in the snowsuit with the,
at the same time, though, I think there's something to be said about, like, making your, like, because whether they're outside or not, the kid's going to look forward to it because it's free candy.
Right.
And I think there's something to be said about the kid, pushing through the cold and doing it's like a character building thing.
It's character building.
Well, like think about like if we had just gone to malls every year trick or treating, we'd be like, oh yeah, there's that thing, that how. I think it makes it more sacred if you kind of like had to, if it wasn't super easy.
I was gonna say you have a weak constitution because you're not fighting that cold and you're not getting the snowsuit on with the. You're not struggling with the costume over top.
and even when you get a little bit older, I don't think you get the same experience out of when it's not hard to do.
I'm just gonna heavily breathe into this now and again just for fun. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Kids and Halloween, it's a weird thing. Like nowadays, I guess the people that live in our neighborhood, there's really no kids anymore. It was a big thing when I was a kid because everybody I grew up with lived in the neighborhood, and we all went crazy trick-or-treating till midnight.
Yeah, I think that's most places were like that. Last year, I was in a very residential area with lots of schools and stuff around, and there was maybe 30 kids.
Wow. Yeah, we don't even get that many now.
And I'm told where I am now that there's usually a lot, which makes sense because there is a lot of families around there, and it's a little more densely populated than where I was before.
Right.
So...
Well, better stock up on your mini chocolate bars and mini Skittles so you can hand them out.
Well, no, what you do is around like 7 o'clock on Halloween is you go to Walmart and buy all of the candy for practically nothing. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Okay. I usually just wait till the next day or like 2 days later.
No, it goes on. They start marking it down at like 4 o'clock on Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I know this is getting way ahead of myself, but Easter chocolate.
When the hell is Easter?
April.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's April.
Yeah, that's pretty far away. Like you're going to get Christmas stuff before. Well, there's already Christmas stuff.
Yeah, that's intense. Just after Canadian Thanksgiving. It's like the day before Canadian Thanksgiving, and then it's like, oh, better put out Christmas stuff. People are chomping at the bit to get their Christmas shopping done. So it's weird.
Those people are insane.
I know.
There's this thing called the internet where you don't even have to leave your house to do Christmas shopping anymore.
True. You know what else? You know what grinds my gears about Halloween though?
What?
Halloween costumes.
Why?
I know we talked about this last time.
Right.
But we didn't talk about how bloody expensive they are.
Right.
They're so expensive. And especially for women's Halloween costumes, they're all slutty everything.
They're well, okay, yeah.
So they're basically nothing. Like, you're not really wearing a whole lot.
Yeah.
And they still charge you like $60 for like this crappy made
surely
costume.
You didn't pay for anything like that.
No, I didn't.
I like you. Oh boy.
Of course I didn't pay $60 for a costume that is basically nothing.
So you could have made your own costume.
I
and
can't
had an
sew.
experience. You could have stapled it or taped it or something.
Taped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have looked real professional.
You could make a costume out of tape.
Right.
It doesn't have to look professional.
Stapled it?
Yeah.
That would have hurt.
No, you staple it so the pointy stuff is out. And then you
That's
you
gonna
run
hurt somebody else.
I know, and then you run past them real quick and just kind of like just catch them a little bit.
Just gonna leave people bleeding in their wake.
That's a new superhero.
Yeah.
That
sounds
your
like a villain.
catchphrase is going to be, "I'm going to cut you."
Ugh. But you know what? I was like, I'm going to buy a costume. I never buy a costume. My idea of buying a costume for the last couple of years has been buying like an $8 to $20 wig and then just like basing my costume around the wig. So 1 year I was Amy Winehouse. Last year I was Courtney Love. Everybody thought I was a hooker. I don't know if there's really a difference.
I think I like your track record of being very classy people for Halloween.
I know. One time we took pictures.
Wait, when were you Amy Winehouse? Was that before or after she died?
2 years while she was alive. The last 2 years she was alive, and then the
Please tell
year
me you
she
did
died.
a zombie Amy Winehouse.
No, she died. She died, and then I was just regular old Amy Winehouse again because I didn't bother buying a costume.
You totally should have gone zombie Amy Winehouse.
You know what? That wig was so good. I got it for like $10, and everybody thought that was my real hair. They were like, "Oh my god, your beehive is amazing!" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a wig." And they were like, "No way!"
I would have yelled, "You're so stupid," and then pulled it off.
I did pull it off at the end of the night at Whiskey Dick's, and I threw it in the garbage. I was upset. I was like, "What a terrible Halloween!"
That sounds awesome.
I know. Never go to Whiskey Dick's on Halloween.
I never go there ever.
That was my feeling about that night. I don't mind Whiskey Dick's in general. It's okay.
I've never been there. I couldn't tell you.
It's one of those things. Well, I'm a woman, right? So it's like there's days you want to go out dancing, and then there's days you're just like, no, I'd rather eat pizza in bed in my sweatpants.
Yeah, I don't get so much of the first one.
Yeah, you totally get the second one.
Yeah, that's like my life.
Yeah, see, like that has happened to me once in my life. I've only ever wanted to eat pizza in bed.
You've only had pizza once?
No, eat pizza in bed in my sweatpants once.
Wait, okay, so that's only crossed your mind once.
Yeah.
That crosses my mind like multiple times a day.
I know. It's because you're a dude.
It's how great would that be?
That'd
just
be
eat pizza in
a
bed.
very greasy existence.
Oh, I don't care. I'll put down some kind of saran wrap situation on my bed.
A Crumb-Catcher.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to invent that. Boom, let's make that a thing.
You know what
now.
I need is one of those a tray table from a plane, but with like a neck strap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
cool.
a portable table.
We could totally
I'm going to invent that right now.
Okay.
Patent pending.
That, and I will do patent pending Crumb-Catcher because that sounds really good. Like the name has a ring to it. The Crumb-Catcher.
Okay, wait.
You'd buy that.
We got to
product.
combine these. Okay, so it's the tray table.
Yeah.
Except that it's slightly shaped like a funnel.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, curved in towards the middle.
Yeah.
And then there's a little hole.
Yeah.
And with like a little catcher bag.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually catch your crumb. Like if you...
Yeah, you could eat your sandwich over top of it.
Like say you're eating a piece of pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And you take one of those bites and like a pepperoni kind of falls off.
No, the pepperoni can't fall off.
Well, no, but it happens and it's tragic. So what happens
you
here...
eat it anyway.
But it falls off and then it goes down the little funnel and you've got it in your little container and you can just pick it out of there.
I wasn't thinking the funnel would be that big, but okay. I guess we can
you
roll with
can
that.
get different sizes.
Okay.
There's a lot to choose from here.
Okay. So
we have a very wide selection.
Okay. It's a unique product with a for a wide variety and range of needs.
Yeah.
Okay. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's buy that domain. Crumb-Catcher.ca. Crumb-Catcher.org. That makes it, we're not an organization.
That's
Whatever.
okay.
Crumb-Catcher.nz for New Zealand. I just love the ending of like websites. .au.
Well, they have the XXX now.
Do they?
I think so.
Okay.
They were talking about that a while ago.
You know what? Speaking of XXX, there's this social that's being thrown. I think it's by one of the post-secondary institutions in the city. And they have it's a DJ plus XXX-hypnotist. And I was like, what the hell is a triple X?
I want to go to that.
What's a
that
triple X hypnotist?
I don't know, but I want to find out.
I know, because you're so into hypnotism. Like, you've been on this like hypnotism kick where you're like interested in it. You watch Darren Brown videos.
That's totally why I want to see it.
Yeah. Well, you just want to like learn.
I'm just fascinated of like, I want to see how far this guy will take it.
Yeah, well, I was like, what's the difference between a regular hypnotist and a triple X hypnotist? Like, the regular hypnotist has an ethics, ethics, and they draw a line where they're like, we're not going to make you take your top off.
I have a feeling like the people who go up on stage are going to have to sign something.
That's crazy. Like, what? I don't know. I kind of want to know, and I kind of don't want to know.
I absolutely want to know. When is this? I'm going to this.
November. In November? I don't know.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, we gotta find this. I'm going, and I'll report back.
Okay, you'll report back. That sounds terrifying. Speaking of things coming up in November,
yes,
Central Canada Comic Con.
Is that November?
Yeah,
it is
November
1st to 3rd.
Yes,
it sure
Indeed
is.
It is.
So yeah, we have. I've never been to a big Comic Con. I would like to.
As in like California Comic Con, like
San Diego.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Is the big one. New York has a very big Comic Con,
Okay.
and then every major city has a Comic Con.
I forgot that it's called San Diego Comic Con. But
yeah, right. New York and San Diego, I think, are the two biggest ones.
I would go to the San Diego one.
Yeah, that's like the Comic Con. The thing is, it's really expensive, and I don't know if I'm nerdy enough to get my full value out of that price.
Right, but there's panel discussions and there's all sorts of celebrities because it's San Diego and it's so close to Los Angeles.
There is, but at the same time, it's like, if you want to go to a panel and get a good seat or get in,
right,
you got to spend half your day waiting in line for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you really, really got to want to see it.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Smith does a panel every year, which
right.
I would absolutely go to. But is
fanboy.
it worth? I am a fanboy, but is it worth it for me to, the trip and hotel and ticket price and everything to go see that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I had a couple friends who always went down in October to LA for BlizzCon. The Blizzard.
Oh, yeah.
World of Warcraft thingy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, I don't know if it's specific to that. Because there's a bunch of different stuff that they start out as whatever the name implies. And then it kind of just expands to just like Comic-Con is now it's just the pop culture con.
Yeah.
And
not limited to comic books.
Yeah,
and
there's movies
novels.
And video games and all that kind of stuff.
Although E3 is more for video games.
Yeah, that is it's a tech specific thing. And then there's also PAX, which is the Penny Arcade Expo.
Okay.
Which that's similar to Comic-Con, I think. It's very it's a lot of video games and comics and that kind of thing.
Were you going to go to C4 as they call it? Central Canada Comic Con?
Yes, I am.
You're going to be totally nerded up and
maybe
dress up in a costume.
I'm not. Yeah, I am going to dress up, but yeah, I'm not. I want to be a comic book person, but I'm not. I don't think at this point.
You don't have the constitution for it. You don't like reading, so you can't do it.
See, no, I like the idea of reading. I just don't make time for it. And part of it for me is it's really hard for me to find things that I like. And that's very discouraging. So I just kind of gave up a long time ago and I haven't really read anything. But I don't know. I don't know if I could get into it.
Right.
I don't know, because I don't really like comic book movies for the most part, unless they're like I like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Who doesn't?
But those are, to me, they're more like crime detective movies than they are comic book movies.
I guess so.
You know, like I still haven't seen the Avengers because I'm just like, I'll see it eventually, but I'm not.
I saw it. It wasn't
interested.
It didn't knock my socks off. Everybody else loved it.
I've seen. I like Iron Man because
Iron Man's
it's
funny.
a little bit different.
Robert Downey Jr.'s got a lock on that.
Yeah. You know, I saw. What did I see? Captain America.
That was okay.
And Thor.
Thor was okay.
Yeah, they're fine, but I'm not going to go out of my way to see them. Like, the only reason I saw them is because some of my friends were going, and I went with them.
Right.
I wouldn't have, like, gone out of my way to go see it.
Mm-hmm. What about that Green Lantern movie?
Never saw it.
No, me neither. I'm looking at the Central Canada Comic-Con website.
Yeah.
Are you going to learn to play Quidditch? Because they have
Absolutely not.
a Quidditch, I guess, workshop. You can do it. There's a costume contest. You can win $500 for Best in Show.
That's pretty good. I've been to that contest before. It's there's some good stuff. Actually, I think it was last year. It might have been the year before. There was these guys who were like, they were the green army men. You know, like the plastic little army men.
Mm-hmm.
It was perfect.
Ooh, like from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Cool.
So they were painted entirely green, and they had like the sunglasses on and the helmets and everything, and so they were entirely green, and they walked out on the stage, and everybody's like, oh, that's cool, and people are clapping and stuff. But then they went into like the positions that those guys are in, and they just froze, and I was like, holy crap, those look like the toys. Like, I was closer to the back, so I was probably a good 50 feet away from them, and when they just froze like that, it looked like the toys. It was mind-blowing.
Wow. That would be really cool to see. I like that.
Yeah, and there's always a few good, like there's a guy that has a really good Iron Man costume. Everything lights up, and it looks like a metal suit and stuff.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
The Iron Man costume you can buy at Value Village has muscles.
No, this guy's got like, they make it out of this foam stuff.
Uh-huh.
They take like plates of foam and heat it up and shape it, and then they paint it and gloss it and everything.
That sounds really intensive.
Yeah, so there's an Iron Man and War Machine that usually are walking around.
Somebody should do like a Transformer, like Bumblebee or something.
Yeah,
not that I know anything about that.
There's also a guy who he has a Transformer costume that he made out of cardboard, but it actually transforms. Like if he crouches down and like he gets on the ground and goes into a certain position, and it's a truck, and then he can stand up and walk around.
Gosh.
It's amazing.
People are crazy. People with their costumes. See, I just buy this $60 slutty Captain America costume and go with that.
Yeah.
Like that thing's ruined. I danced around in the little like leg pieces, and now the like fuzzy, not the fuzzy stuff, but like the sparkly stuff is gone.
Oh, well, we can't have that.
Whatever.
I don't remember Captain America being very sparkly.
No. Well, they got to sparkle it up because it's a woman's costume, I guess. They're like, what can we show off? And then what can we sparkle? So.
Wonder Woman's costume isn't sparkly.
No. It's shiny. Okay.
They're all shiny.
I guess this is like, it's the shiny costume. Like, it wasn't really sparkly per se, but shiny. Whatever. I don't even look like Captain America. I don't know why I bought that. I would be way more suited to Wonder Woman because I have the darker hair.
Right.
But even that, probably not accurate. I should have gone for like Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn. I don't know. Who else has red hair? Yeah, really, those are the only two.
Yeah.
But I suck at costumes so much, so I'm like, ugh, Poison Ivy. Like, I'd have to get a green leotard. I'd have to buy fake
probably could have
plants.
found a Poison Ivy the same place that you got the Captain America.
Yeah, there wasn't anything.
Yeah.
So, but Captain America's like blonde haired, blue eyed, like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't look like that. Whatever. I don't think people notice. But, at Central Canada Comic-Con, they have a henna artist. Are you going to get some henna?
No, I'm not.
Why not? It's like getting a tattoo, but less permanent.
Yeah, I don't like henna. I mean, like, I don't dislike it, but I have very little interest in it.
Okay, how about You're gonna talk to Ron Perlman, who plays Hellboy.
We'll see.
Sons of Anarchy?
To me, it's I'm a big fan of Sons of Anarchy.
You're gonna pay $100.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would say I would like to talk to him, or I mean, like talking to him. That's a stretch. It's like,
well, I kind of talk to you.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's like here's your $100, and then you walk over there, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then he like puts his arm around you, and you take a picture, and you walk away, and that's you're not gonna have a conversation with him.
Well, I mean, who was it? What's his name? The guy who plays like the dude from X-Men in the wheelchair.
Oh yeah. And
he plays Jean-Luc Picard or whatever.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jason Patrick?
Holy crap. It's not Jason. It's Patrick something.
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow, that took a long time to get there.
Yeah, I know. Whoa, did we play word association with that one? My friends got autographs with him last year, and they said they had a little conversation and stuff, and it was cool. So they said it was worth $100.
I think that was 2 years ago.
Okay, maybe it was 2 years
ago.
ago.
I remember I did see him in person. Like, I was probably 60 feet away from him, but like there was a lot of people waiting there. Last year was
the guy who played Clark Kent from one of the Supermans. What was his name?
Oh, I don't know. That's not who I was talking about.
He's hot.
Oh,
He's still hot.
They always have a bunch of people from Smallville there.
Ugh.
And
whatever.
See, again, this is another person that I should know. And I do know, I just can't think of it. He was on Star Trek. He's one of the original guys. William Shatner.
Oh my God.
Why couldn't I think of that?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
I blanked on his name. I
Shatner.
could picture him in my head. I just blanked on his name for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have helped if you had like talked really
I didn't want to do the impression because it's unfortunate.
The William Shatner impression?
Yeah, my William Shatner impression would be very unfortunate.
Mine's not very good, but whatever.
But yeah, Comic-Con.
Sweet. You know who else is going to be there?
Who?
I have a theme song for you, and then you can take a guess.
Oh my God! I already we just escaped. Recruit a team of
teenagers with attitude. You get it now?
Oh yeah, I knew it like the first couple of seconds.
Oh, Trini.
This is such a racist show. Like, the Asian person wears the yellow costume.
Yeah.
And the black guy wears the black costume.
Yeah, and the white girl wears the pink costume.
Yeah.
The nerdy one wears the blue costume.
That was not so.
This guy is Tommy.
Tommy, that's who's going to be there.
Bulk and Skull and Zordon. Bulk and Skull were like the guys who were like the weird kind of bullies. And they always hung out at like this juice bar. It was so weird.
Juice bar.
Yeah.
But I assume you watched that show when you were younger?
I watched it a lot when I was younger. That was like the reason I got up at Saturday mornings.
I loved that show. Except that we didn't have the channel for it. So my uncle used to tape it. And then anytime we'd see him, he'd like give me a tape full of the episodes.
Oh my gosh.
And I watched those so many times.
You were living in television poverty.
Yeah, well, because we lived out of town, so we just had, and this was before you could get, I don't know if you can get cable out of town now, but satellite was like super expensive. Because we're talking like mid-90s.
Mm-hmm.
Satellite was crazy expensive at that time, and we couldn't get cable because we were out of town, so we had like the 4 channels for until I was like
brutal
10 or 12 or something.
Oh, I watched lots of Power Rangers, and I actually recently started watching it again about a year or 2 years ago, just because I found out it was on Netflix. It's all on Netflix.
Oh boy!
From the first season to like the newest seasons, they're all on Netflix, and I got through about almost the first season. And I was just kind of working out and watching it because it was such a joke. It was so funny. But yeah, hilarious. There's been some like Bryan Cranston was like did a voice for an episode and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's been some like actors who are now big.
Yeah.
Who've like cut their teeth doing other stuff. Kind of funny. But the Green Power Ranger is coming. I think his name is
the character was Tommy.
Yeah. I forget what the Green Power Ranger wasn't Tommy.
Yeah. Was
he?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Where is this guy? Jason David Frank. Oh, yeah. Maybe you're right. Anyway, I heard on the radio, I don't know if this is true or not, but the Red Power Ranger is now doing adult movies.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me, actually.
So, apparently, and they're gay adult movies.
Nice.
So, who knew?
Yeah.
But they said on the radio,
I wonder if
like,
he does, like, Power Rangers parodies.
Oh my god!
It's like how big of it? Like for the companies, they'd be like, "We freaking got the real Power Ranger."
Yeah, no kidding.
For the parody,
smart.
That's like
be smart on their own terms to do that. I wonder how many, maybe not child stars, but like people who were in bigger '90s television shows or whatever, even shows now, that like just don't end up having a career.
Probably a lot.
And then go into the porn industry. That seems like a weird choice, but I mean, they already know how to act, right? So
yeah. Well, not that you need to know how.
No, probably not. I doubt you do. Yeah, it's interesting. I just thought that was weird. I don't know if it's true or not, but that sure made me laugh on my drive to school this morning. I thought that was hilarious. So sometimes I wonder how they get away with things like that on not television shows, radio shows.
Yeah. Well, but they just slip it in. Nobody says anything.
Fun.
Have you been watching The Walking Dead?
No.
Have you ever watched it?
You're gonna hate me again. This is gonna be a Breaking Bad situation again. You're gonna do it again to me, and you're gonna force me to watch it.
No, I'm not.
Tell me that I have to.
I mean, I like The Walking Dead. It's not anywhere near as good as Breaking Bad.
Okay, well, here's what happened with Walking Dead. I got into it before my family got into it.
Okay.
I made my family... Well, I started watching it. My family started watching it because I was watching it.
Yeah.
And I watched literally up until the last episode, the season finale of the first season.
Right.
And I watched probably 20 minutes of it, and I was like, this is dumb, and I walked away.
See, that's insane.
So
you're out of your mind.
I'm just so picky about what I watch. That's all.
Apparently,
it's just like I don't have time to put into it. Just like you don't have time to put into reading.
No, but the thing is, if I'm 5 pages from the end of a book, I'll finish it whether I like the book or not.
See,
just to
I won't.
finish it. Yeah, that's why you're out of your mind. But at least because there was a bunch of people that were talking about because season 2. A lot of people got outraged. Shocking. There was outrage on the internet about season 2.
There's always outrage on the internet.
Yeah, about everything. And I mean, it was slower, definitely, but it wasn't as bad. Because that's the thing. I didn't watch season 2 for a long time because so many people were like, "Oh, it's so bad." And then eventually, I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to check it out." I was like, "This isn't bad. It's not as good as the first season.
Yeah,
but it's still good." And now I don't know. People are just too, like, I don't know what people expect. You know, like, it's like, this is garbage. Like, well...
You write something. Yeah. We'll see if you can do any better.
Or show me, like, what are you watching that's so amazing?
Law and Order SVU.
That's so consistently amazing through all seasons. Every episode is
Law
the best
Order
episode
SVU.
you've ever seen. Well, no, that's stupid.
I enjoy that show every time I watch it.
Right, but people drive me nuts. But it's just like, people just like to be outraged about everything. Like Ben Affleck being Batman.
Batfleck.
People lost their minds.
Hashtag Batfleck. Kevin Smith.
And, but it was funny. I saw a thing. People were talking about how, just no matter who it is, they just take a bunch of crap. Apparently, they had actually, pulled, like when Ben agreed to do it, they actually pulled him inside and said, just don't, like, if you have any self-respect, just don't Google yourself for a very long time.
Yeah.
He said, because it just happens no matter what. And he's like, come on, I did Geely, kind of thing. He's like, well, I can handle it. And apparently it was like, ooh, This is like actually like aggressive, like I'm gonna kill him type stuff. But then I saw somebody posted screenshots from sites when they announced that Heath Ledger was going to be playing the Joker, and people were like, "I'll kill myself if he's the Joker."
And then people were like
stuff.
killing themselves because he died.
And yeah, and he's the best
Joker.
ever. So people don't know. And like same with Christian Bale, people are outraged about him, and he's fine.
Yeah,
and everything. You know, it's people just get so up in arms.
Whatever. I'll totally go see Ben Affleck play Batman because Ben Affleck's hot. This is like the theme, the underlying theme of things today, apparently. What will I go see in the movie theater? Oh, speaking of movies that are coming out.
Yeah.
Bad Grandpa. Jackass movie.
Oh, yeah.
So excited for that.
Yeah, that was a smart move on their part because it's like Jackass meets Borat.
Yeah.
Where it's like Jackass, but they just go real world and...
Yeah. Well, they were always kind of like a reality TV show, don't do this at home kind of thing.
Yeah, but not to this extent. And it was never like a cohesive storyline.
Yeah, that's true. It was just a bunch of weird pranks and stuff that they did.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to go see it because
it's
that silly, stupid humor, the gross humor, it makes me laugh. I enjoy it. So, but it's going to be Oscar season and it's going to be awesome. There's some good movies coming out, I think.
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top of my head. 12 Years a Slave is apparently getting lots of Oscar buzz.
What's that one about?
It's about, in the antebellum United States, Solomon Northup, a free black man from upstate New York, is abducted and sold into slavery.
That sounds really depressing.
But, yeah, it looks like a good Oscar season. I get excited. One year I tried to see all of the Oscar movies in the theater before.
In the theater?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I actually, you know what? Today I brought out a different coat, and in the pocket was the ticket stub for Argo. In the pocket today, yeah,
that's a good one. That was a good one. I like.
Yeah,
that one.
I'm really glad I saw that in the theater. But
good old Ben Affleck.
Do you think has a horror movie ever won Best Picture? Probably not.
They
right?
probably won Best Special Effects
or something. But I wonder if horror movies ever won Best Picture. Because like a comedy's not going to win, for sure. A comedy will never win Best Picture.
14 Oscar-winning horror movies. Rosemary's Baby.
These are Best Picture?
It got 2 Oscar nods: Best Screenplay and Best Supporting Actress, and it won for Best Supporting Actress. 1973, The Exorcist. It was nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director, Best Supporting Actress, and more. So it got 9 nominations in total, and it won Best Sound and Best Screenplay.
Holy crap.
But it had the distinction of being the first horror movie to be nominated for a Best Picture Academy Award. Getting this from Movies Online.
Oh, yeah. It says The Exorcist, 1973, was the only true horror film to be nominated for Best Picture in Academy Award history.
Yeah. But it didn't win Best
hang
Picture.
on.
It won Best Sound and Best Screenplay. And The Exorcist is one of my favorite Halloween movies. I love Linda Blair in that.
The only true quote-unquote horror film that has won Best Picture is Silence of the Lambs in 1991.
Oh, with Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's interesting. Because, yeah, like, why wouldn't horror movies win? Like, I can understand. See, comedy, I mean, it's too bad that they'll never win Best Picture. But it's just so subjective that I don't think it can, because there's so many different styles of comedy. And I think, like... a drama is a lot easier to get a universal consensus on than a comedy, because comedy, I think, is just so divided.
Yeah.
But
people's senses of humor are kind of all over the place.
Exactly.
True
but,
story.
Well, what are your favorite horror movies when we're on the topic of Halloween? Movies transitioning to Halloween because I'm prepared for this.
You're prepared?
I guess, I don't know. I'm just trying to steer in the direction of Halloween.
Well, I like The Shining, and I like The Exorcist, and I don't know if you can count A Clockwork Orange as a Halloween movie. It's just kind of a weird...
Yeah, I wouldn't say that is...
I wouldn't count it, but, like, because it's so stylized...
Yeah.
I kind of feel like
I don't even know if I'd call that horror. I mean, it's horror in the sense of...
It's like a dystopia.
Dystopian type
horror.
But... Yeah, I guess it's more of like a thriller of some sort.
The one where the house is haunted, but it's not a house on Haunted Hill. It's starts with an A. Something.
Amityville Horror?
Yeah.
I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah, we did. Amityville Horror. So, I don't like a lot of movies, horror movies. I haven't really seen a whole lot of them. I get scared.
What kind of, like, at all of them?
Not all of them per se. There's bits and pieces like that'll scare me. I like being scared in that like something will jump out and it makes me jump.
Right. What did you think of Paranormal Activity?
Never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
I was actually impressed.
Never seen it.
It was
Don't know if I would see it alone. Probably not.
I saw it for the first time in my apartment with I used to have like 7-point surround sound.
Mm-hmm.
You need to see that movie in surround sound.
Oh my god.
Holy
Sounds
crap.
terrifying.
It was like there was like a knock at the door, and I thought there was actually someone knocking at my door. Like, it was amazing. And like speakers behind you and everything. It's perfect. It's so good.
That sounds like it would scare the crap out of me.
Oh, it's amazing. And yeah, but I was impressed with it. I mean, now it's been ripped off a million times. They've remade it themselves a couple of times. But it's still, I don't know. I think it's good. In the, I think it was really smart to do kind of like the surveillance footage thing.
Mm-hmm. I like the Blair Witch Project. That wasn't really too scary or too Halloween-y.
Right.
But I like that. That was okay.
Yeah, like the found footage deal.
I kind of it worked really well for Blair Witch, and I think others have tried to rip it off, and it's not really the style that's right for the movie.
Yeah. According to Rotten Tomatoes.
Very accurate source.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do I'll do the top 15 that they have on here. Vampire. This is not an English movie. From 1931. Looks pretty intense. Aliens.
Okay.
From 1986. That's a sequel, which is interesting. I'm
Yeah.
guessing Alien will be higher up the list.
Mm-hmm, probably.
People love that movie.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Accurately depicts pregnancy.
Let the Right One In is number 13. Have
Never
you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't either. It says it came out in 2008.
Okay.
A 12-year-old boy befriends a mysterious young girl whose appearance in town suspiciously coincides with a horrifying series of murders. Interesting.
Nope, never seen that one.
The Night of the Hunter.
Nope.
That's 1955, so that makes sense. Rosemary's Baby.
That's a classic.
I've never seen it. People always mention it, and I've never seen it.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that one. Oh, you know it's a good one? Damien.
The Omen?
Yeah. I just like calling it Damien.
Yeah, that is very good.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
So good.
It was actually like it's a really smart movie. Like, it was well thought out as far as like motivation and all that kind of stuff. I like it. Damien. Should we just all throw ourselves off of roofs? Number 10 is Jaws.
Jaws is a good one.
Yeah.
The ride at Universal Studios is good.
I was gonna I guess this is just because of how movies are now, but that doesn't seem like a horror movie.
No.
To me. I get at the time I think it was.
Okay.
But I wouldn't call it one now.
Yeah.
But I guess it is sort of a monster movie, right? It's just a monster that could exist potentially.
Yeah.
I guess.
Before Sharknado was a thing.
The 1960s Psycho is number 9. Love that movie.
Norman Bates.
That's got to be one of my
top
my favorite
ones.
Yeah.
Who's in that one? 1960s.
That is Anthony Perkins, Janet Leigh.
That's Janet Leigh. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Number 8 is Frankenstein from 1931. I've never seen that actually. The Invisible Man from 1933. There's a lot of old classics in here. There we go. Number 6 is Alien from 1979.
Ah.
Oh, number 5, Nosferatu.
Never seen it.
Which is, I've never seen the whole thing. I've seen pieces of it. And that is by far the creepiest looking vampire you could ever create. Have you, you know what he looks like, right?
Kind of.
Terrifying. his like weird face and these claw type things. Like that's, I mean, if a vampire were to be real, that's what a vampire would look like. Like it would just be like all weird and
Oh, you mean it
disfigured
wouldn't
and-
sparkle?
No, it wouldn't. Also
Darn
wouldn't
it.
look like Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh, darn it. I was really hoping for that.
Just like this classic image right here of Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How terrifying is that?
That's pretty cool.
Just his
I wouldn't be
silhouette.
worried if I were walking up a stairwell and I saw that.
Oh, and the movie is so creepy too because it's so old. It's from 1922.
Yeah, well, they had to do things way differently back then.
And I think
so,
just like even the way the film was, like, because the film wasn't even 24 frames a second, I don't think. So it's kind of choppy, and it has that creepy twitchiness to it. It's
Ooh.
amazing. It's freaking terrifying.
You're kind of making me want to watch this now.
Look at this guy. Here's the actual dude from the movie. How's that for a vampire?
Awesome.
Like, that's terrifying. And he walks like super slow, and he's just creepy. Love that.
I'm going to like walk into your house one day.
Oh,
I'm
I'd probably
find out
shoot
where,
you.
I'm going to find out where you live, and I'm just going to
Well,
like,
you know where I live.
whatever.
No, I think
Make it sound like I'm a stalker.
I would probably actually attack you if that happened because that would be terrifying. Then we got another foreign film that I can't
I
pronounce.
hope you don't have a gun. I don't want to get shot.
well, you'll have to find out. The Bride of Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is King Kong,
Mm-hmm.
which I wouldn't really say that's a horror movie.
It terrified people.
And get this. Number 1, Repulsion
What?
from 1965.
What is
have
that?
you ever even heard of that?
No.
Neither have I.
I would think the radio play War of the Worlds definitely like riled people up and
But that's
terrified
that's
them.
not a movie.
Yeah, but it was people thought it was real.
Yeah.
Especially because it was over the radio. So I think that has
This
potential.
one is it's Roman Polanski's first English film.
Ugh,
Uh,
Roman Polanski.
psychological thriller in the vein of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Yeah, it's that sort of thing. That's weird, but that's number 1.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's
It's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It says adjusted score is actually 108% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's so strange.
Apparently, this is a good movie.
Okay, well maybe we should watch this
Yeah,
and talk about it after Halloween when it's not a Halloween episode anymore.
yeah,
We'll just be like,
Wow.
we'll backtrack.
yeah. After Halloween. But speaking of real vampires,
Uh huh.
you
are one.
No, unfortunately.
Do you have a shadow? Can you see yourself in a mirror? Do you like garlic?
I
Are you
love
afraid of crosses?
I love garlic. I'm not a fan of crosses.
Are you scared of silver bullets? What about steaks?
I like steak.
I mean, like steaks to the heart.
Well, I don't want one in my heart.
Do you want to date a girl named Buffy?
No, not really.
Okay, then you're probably not a vampire.
But of like Halloween type monsters, if one actually existed, what would be the worst? Like aside from like something crazy that could destroy everything all at once, like the Thing or something like that. What do you think? Like out of like say vampires, werewolves, zombies. I don't know what else there is. Like your standard thing.
This is a deep philosophical question you're asking.
Yeah.
I would have to go with 150% zombies.
Yeah? You
Yeah.
think that would be the worst?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because especially if they can run fast. Fast running zombies,
Like in 30 Days of Night?
I was going to say in like 28 Days Later.
Okay.
That's like the ultimate zombie. Like I feel like that is my
Right,
ultimate
but
zombie movie.
Realistically, though, I mean, if zombies did happen, I don't think they would be that fast because they would just fall apart, right? Because they're just kind of decaying. I don't think they'd be capable of going very fast.
Maybe, but it's hard to say without actually having done scientific.
Okay.
But
'Cause,
I
yeah,
feel like that would, if that were the case, that would terrify me the
Right.
most.
Yeah, I think, you're probably right.
Because they have like a semblance of intelligence left.
Well, no, well, they don't. That's the thing. They're just they just become like bacteria, just trying to absorb what they can. Like I don't think they have no brain function.
Here's why I think it could work this way. In nature, they have like plants that will take over ants, for example,
Okay.
and they'll grow stuff out of their head. Like, this is the most terrifying thing ever. You have to look up zombie ants. And the plant spores will like infect the ant, and it will propel the ant to like march someplace and die, so it can spread its seed more.
Right. But I think that's sort of a different definition of zombie, though, because there's the zombie as in you've been like brainwashed almost, like that sort of thing would be considered a zombie. But like I think like the undead zombies are just kind of mindless wandering. They just like more just like really stupid animals where they're just drawn towards food.
See, I like the concept of like a zombie that has some leftover like instinct, some intellectual instinct that just knows like it's looking for food, but it knows how to fight still, or like knows how to run and can run and that kind of thing. I think that makes it extra scary. Also, I like it in the fact that like a lot of those movies that I watch that are kind of in that kind of along those lines are usually zombies who have become zombies because of like an infection,
right?
Some kind of viral.
Yeah, well, there's like the rage virus type thing. Well, the same with that's the premise on The Walking Dead is that it's a virus that if you haven't seen The Walking Dead, it's actually a pretty smart way that they came up with it. It's like it's a virus that infects you, that will reanimate you, but it's your body fights it off until you die, and then your immune system can't fight it anymore, so that's when it takes over, and that's why you turn when you die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
or like
term,
they're saying when
turn. That's
yeah,
an
when you
term.
because when you get, but the thing is, if you're bitten, it will kill you because there's such a concentration of the infection, and then after you die, then it takes over your entire body.
Right.
That's kind of how they worked it out there.
Zombies. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go with zombies for sure.
Yeah, because I think, well, like vampires, there's a chance that you could reason with them because they are still intelligent.
Right.
Werewolves, so I think you could have, like, I don't think it would, I don't think it would be like True Blood, but there would be, I mean, it would basically be either a full-on war that we would probably lose or some sort of agreement. Mm-hmm. Where actually, if vampires were, if vampires were real, True Blood actually probably wouldn't be that far-fetched.
But they wouldn't have the fairies and the werewolves.
No, there wouldn't be all that kind of stuff because that's just unbelievable. No, but I mean, I think that's how it would go. Like, I mean, eventually there would be sort of an understanding, and I'm sure they would try and produce some kind of synthetic blood so that they wouldn't have to kill people. And
maybe if they were ethical.
Yeah. But
they might not care.
Yeah. So then what's your zombie escape plan? Everyone needs a zombie escape plan. Where do you go? So it'd
be like 28 Days Later. I think that movie is very solid in terms of I combine really that with Contagion. That 28 Days Later, he like winds up. Well, he wakes up in a hospital and finds out this rage virus has infected
a lot of these
zombie
movies start as the wake up in a hospital.
Yeah,
that's how Walking Dead started too.
And then he like hooks up with these people, and they kind of just bounce around the city until they can get a car, and then they drive out to the country, and they're in England. And then he manages to find a place where the army is staying. And so they kind of live with them for a little bit, but then they realize the army's nuts, so then they try and leave. And then they kind of wind up in this, it's like a secluded little house, and then they like flag down a airplane or something.
Interesting. So, like, but where do you like? What do you try to get to if there's a zombie outbreak? Because the thing, like you said, Contagion, but that's not a zombie thing. That's just more, let's just all stay quarantined kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there's not actually people out trying to kill everybody.
Yeah. I'm working on the same theoretical concept that it's caused by a virus.
Right. But I don't think it probably wouldn't be an airborne thing. Or at least that's the way it's been in movies and stuff. It's
maybe.
Not usually an airborne.
Kind of like an HIV infection.
Yeah, or like a rabies. Right?
Okay.
Because it's usually a bite or a scratch or something.
Yeah.
But like, do you go to the woods or would you try and?
I don't know. Can they smell you? Is that how they know you're around?
Yeah, I think they would smell you. I don't know how good. I mean, depends what you go by for how well they can smell. Some stuff says they can smell from miles away, or some of them are a lot.
Well, I think it depends on the area of the world that you're living in.
Right.
If we're going with Canada, where we live now,
right.
Where would I go? The Skywalk. I would go to Portage Place.
That's I don't know about that.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Well,
because you have access to the mall.
Have you seen Dawn of the Dead?
You have access to the Skywalk. You have access to the concourse.
Right.
You have access to other buildings.
But you have to keep in mind that everybody that was in there could be a zombie, and it could just be full of zombies.
What if,
Because you can get overrun pretty quick if there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Even if they're slow zombies.
But I would have guns. I would have ammunition. I would have knives. I would have nunchucks. I'd be swinging the nunchakus at people.
See, I think
I don't even know how to use those.
Realistically, I think something like a sword is going to be your best.
A sword
defense in a
I have no idea how to wield a sword. At least I've shot a gun.
Yeah, but what happens when you run out of bullets?
You don't.
What do you mean you don't? Where's all your bullets coming from?
I'm going to go to a store and get a whole bunch.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be the only person with that idea. You're going to get shot trying to run into that store.
No, I'm not.
I think you're out of your mind. I would try and get a sword.
This is my theoretical situation.
Okay.
Why do I have to get shot in my theoretical situation?
I'm just trying to help, okay?
You're killing me off.
I'm just saying that you are probably going to want to not go to an ammunition store if a zombie apocalypse is happening.
Fine. I'll get a boomerang. I'll get the boomerang down from my living room wall.
Okay.
And I'll throw the boomerang. Because it comes back to you.
Maybe.
I can go on YouTube.
How deadly is a boomerang?
Boomerangs are pretty deadly.
Are they?
Yeah. They kill kangaroos. You can take the life from a kangaroo with one quick blow of a boomerang. I wouldn't want somebody to throw one of those things at me. Oh, they would hurt.
I'm still sticking with sword. Like a samurai sword.
I want to go with an unconventional weapon.
Okay. It's a boomerang.
Yeah.
Would you sharpen it or put blades on it or something?
No. You wouldn't be able to catch it.
Oh, that's a good point. You need like a catcher's mitt.
Yeah. I'd be like Link from Zelda. I'd have a shield. I could put my sword and my shield together. I would have a gun because I'm going to update Link too. I'm going to have a boomerang, which he has a boomerang.
Yeah.
I'd probably get a slingshot because that's also helpful.
Yeah.
Maybe a bow and arrow. That's
Okay.
also helpful.
That would be good.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot to carry, though.
Yeah.
You'd have to get a hunting backpack or something, one of those crazy backpacks.
Yeah, you just have to upgrade your thing, like in Zelda. You get a bigger bag.
Yeah.
You can hold lots
I
of
have to
stuff.
collect rupees first.
Rupees, and then you can hold 12 bombs. And
Yeah, I could totally get bombs. I could get some hand grenades. See?
Yeah.
This is totally good. Maybe some plastic C4 explosive. I could put those in specific. I could draw the zombies into one central area, lock them in, and have planted the C4 explosive and just
Right.
set it off somehow.
But you're assuming that there's a limited number of them. Theoretically.
I'm assuming I'm a tactical genius with this plan. It's my theoretical situation.
Okay.
I can assume that I'm a tactical genius.
Okay.
But no, honestly, I stick with the boomerang.
Interesting. See, I go samurai sword.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't a gun would be handy if I could get one. But the sword you never have to reload, right? You don't have to worry about running out of bullets or anything.
Yeah, but it would get slimy and dull.
You could clean it off and sharpen it.
How are you going to sharpen it?
I don't know.
You going to carry one of those knife sharpeners
Yeah.
around with you all the time?
They're not very big.
Why don't you just carry a bunch of kitchen knives, some butcher knives? You can throw them at people.
Well, but then you lose it. I don't know. I think the sword, with a sword, you could take off 5 zombie heads in one swipe. It'd be pretty efficient.
With a sword?
Yeah.
I think...
If they're all coming at me, I just swing it.
I don't know about that one. You have to go through the, like, C4 vertebrae or whatever it is. The C12 or...
No, you're telling... I'm pretty sure you could do some serious damage with a
I don't think you would
sword.
be able to
You know
go
how sharp
right...
those things are?
I don't think you'd be able to go right through somebody's spinal column.
I think you could.
I don't think you
They're
could.
zombies. They're all decaying and stuff. It would just break.
Okay. Well, if they're decaying...
Yeah, they're
maybe.
zombies. And, so it's infinite because you can just keep using it. Even when it gets dull, you can just use it to hit things. And then I would go and find a houseboat.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay, Boston Marathon bombing guy. Find a houseboat?
No, I would go out to like Gimli or somewhere where there's lots of boats, and I would find a nice boat and I would take it.
Where are you gonna go? That lake does not connect to anything. You gonna live on the lake?
I don't know, or maybe I'll go somewhere farther. You can eventually get to somewhere bigger, because the lake would lead. I could go up to like Hudson's Bay, and you can get out. You can get out to the ocean like that.
Are you gonna pack some furs and like salt?
No, all I'm saying is a zombie's not gonna get you on the water.
Okay.
Because theoretically...
Damn it, you thought this out. You were just waiting to beat me over the head with this.
This has been my theory for a long time.
Oh.
You get out on the water... I mean, obviously, it's going to be... You can get as many supplies as you can.
Okay, I'm revising my theory.
And then you want to come on my boat?
No.
All right.
I don't want to come with you at all.
Fine. Are we going to have rivaling boats? Are
no.
we going to like shoot cannons at each other?
No.
Because
it's not a pirate story.
It could become one. Because bring as much supplies as you can. Occasionally, you're going to have to go to land to try and get supplies, which is going to be risky, but probably safer than being on land all the time. And then, because the thing, a zombie could, like, they don't need to breathe, so they could walk across a lake if they wanted to, but they're going to be on the bottom. And then fish are just going to eat them.
Okay, I have two other theories.
Okay.
One is more plausible than the other.
Okay.
First theory, I'm going to go to space. I'm going to take...
How are you going to get to space?
A flight. I'm going to learn how to fly.
You better buddy up to... What's his face? The Virgin America guy.
Oh, Richard Branson?
Yeah.
Okay. I said one of them is more plausible than the other. Here's the plausible one.
Okay.
I'm going to live in a World War II nuclear fallout bunker. That is smart.
It's safe.
That's totally safe.
But again, you're still going to have to go out and get supplies.
What if I build the bunker beforehand for all kinds of...
That actually exists.
I know. That's totally why it's a great theory. I don't have to worry about getting guns. I don't have to worry about my boomerang. I don't have to worry about a samurai sword. I can get condensed milk, a bunch of dry cereal, a whole bunch of soup, some kerosene lamps, like a bunch of blankets, a bunch of batteries, and a little transmitter radio. Some candles.
There is... I'm trying to find it right now. There is actually... Someone is building a fallout shelter for... They're saying it's for the biopocalypse.
Biopocalypse?
Which apparently is actually inevitable. It's just a matter of when, says every biologist.
What does it even mean?
When there's eventually an outbreak of some kind of virus that just kills off the majority of people.
So like the virology lab, the level 4 virology lab in Winnipeg explodes.
No, not even that, because they know about those. They're waiting for the thing that hits us that they've never seen before. And by the time they can come up with a vaccine or a cure for it, just like contagion, before they can come up with something to stop it, half the population's gone. So
a super HIV.
Yeah, or something that could be airborne, take out
super airborne HIV,
half a city in a couple of days. Because I think
SARS.
Once they find something, it's months before they have any idea what to do with it.
Yeah. Well, you'd have the WHO, the CDC, probably, I don't know if the UN has people, but probably they'd get on that too. You'd have crazy scientists in Moscow, the Iranian scientists, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Americans, everybody.
Yeah.
not the Canadians. We'd be like, no, we're going in our fallout shelter. The leftover ones from when we thought the Americans were going to bomb us.
But yeah, apparently it's inevitable. They just don't know when it's going to happen because they said like virology and biology and that all that kind of stuff is just they're just struggling to keep up with what's happening right now. You know, apparently they're not prepared for anything more than what we have right now because they're just constantly, you know, they're not ahead of it. They have to react to it.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as something comes up that is quicker than they are, then that's that.
We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have a joke for you. It's a Halloween joke.
Okay.
Okay. What do skeletons say before they start to eat? This is so easy. Come on.
Is it?
Yeah. If you don't get this one.
Oh, bon appetit.
Damn it.
Boom.
Okay.
Boom. Try another one.
What did the ghost teacher say to her class?
Boo.
Watch the board and I'll go through it again.
That's weak.
Fine. Why didn't the skeleton want to go to the dance?
Because he didn't have skin.
Close. Because he had no body to dance with.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why was the little ghost crying?
Because it was dead.
Because he wanted his mummy. Jeez.
I'm giving you more literal answers.
I know. Okay, where does a vampire keep his money?
In his wallet.
In a blood bank.
Oh.
Yeah. What kind of dog does a vampire have?
I don't know.
A bloodhound.
Oh.
Okay, and here's my final one.
Okay.
How do you make a skeleton laugh?
Tickle him.
Tickle its funny bone.
Oh, I was actually close to that.
You were like half on.
Oh, Anyway.
So close yet so far.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Follow us on Twitter.
And like our Facebook page. Because that's cool to do. Right?
Yeah,
that's
totally.
a cool thing. That's what people are doing. That's what the kids are doing these days.
Instead of candy, we'll give out cool, funny jokes. Check us out.
The kids don't like that.
Whatever.
They're
going to like my jokes.
We'll give you... Or what? That sounds threatening. You're going to like my jokes.
Where they get the boomerang again.
Oh, boy. The boomerang. The sharpened boomerang.
The sharpened boomerang.
Yeah.
It rubs the lotion on its skin.
All right. Okay. I'm Adam Carroll.
And I'm Erika Miller.
Podthings.
In my basement.
Then you can monster mash. And you might not smash. Then you can monster mash.